WarCraft Guardians of Azeroth II is finally out for Crusader Kings III, and today we're going to try out Prince Arthas over here in Lordaeron. Our goal is to, of course, follow his storyline where he goes over to Northrend and joins the Lich King. But there is another choice that we can make. We could say no to following Mal'Ganis over to Northrend and remain in Lordaeron. So we're going to try out those two plot lines, and early on we're going to see how far we're able to take it. In 603, the Scourge is yet to fully invade, and Arthas is a great prince and son. His lover is Jaina, right over here, which always put him at odds with Kel'Thuzad, our rival, the prince of Silvermoon City, his own people. We've got a few friends too, Marwyn, Balric, and we're not really friends with them, but we do have Luke Valenworth, and he's a captain. And these two were members, or are currently members, of the Royal Guard for Lordaeron. We've got a good friend in King Varian. We've got Uther the Lightbringer as well. And over here, Muradin, our teacher. But here's our first event. I, King Terenas. My father calls upon me to investigate the rumors of a plague in the Northlands. My entire upbringing has prepared me for this moment. It is time to fulfill my duty and protect those in need of help, whatever it takes. Muradin's training has made me a capable warrior, while Uther has shown me the ways of the light. This plague apparently turns its victims into violent vessels. Local reports describe the dead being resurrected into something inhuman, creating monstrosities. Trouble is brewing in the north, and I must act quickly. So we're going to do that, and now we're going to have some manner of outbreak expedition. We've got Jaina who's coming to join us, Marwyn, Balric, and Luke Valenworth. So we've got 3 knights, we've got our lover, and Grandmaster Uther. There. I remember that beginning, just beginning to see what could happen to a man who would be your prototypical prince. He had no issues at all. We'll come over here and we'll pick up chivalry focus. Sure, he was haughty and proud, but he was a good man. You know what? Maybe our issue is that we never did marry Jaina. Maybe we should. We should figure that out eventually. Just marry her right away. Here's another event, and look who it is. Kel'Thuzad. Oh, that's spot on too. I love it. Got quite a bit of learning. We have finally entered the plagued region. As we continue, we reach an abandoned farm and granary. It looks as if the land around that granary was dying. The men are shaken as they discover the abominations and armed skeletons encircling our expedition. The sergeant shouts, "Lock your shields and defend yourselves." Behind the creatures, a group of robed mages retreat. One of them commands, "We've been discovered, my brothers. Flee and continue with the operation." Through battle, our swords slash them down. "What were those creatures, Sergeant?" I ask. "Undead, my lord," he replies. "Who is that wizard dressed in black?" Let's watch over him too. I wanted to pin many characters who were around over here. Maybe not Queen Mia. I don't really care for her too much. But you, the King of Gilneas, absolutely, but we'll change that up later. Here's Alexei, who's not a fan of me. The Barovs are fascinating, and I love their storyline too. A lot of my favorite storylines are up north. I won't go into detail about that right now, but here's Count Tyrion and his son, Balin. If I mispronounce any name, let me know. It's been a minute. Oh, and look who it is. I had a friend who would always say, Garithos did nothing wrong. He's over here right now, still alive and still doing his thing. Oh, he's gonna tick off a lot of elves later on. You know what, Arthas? You've got to put a ring on it. We'll come over here and marry her right away. There we go. I'm sure that's gonna be a long and lasting union. We'll move up to 3 speed right now. We're able to see that right now Lordaeron is getting their forces together. The Scourge, they've got their armies around. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let's have a look over here real quick. I want to look at my men-at-arms. I've got only 200 crossbowmen, but we've got many unique regiments too over here. Casters, armored mounts, archmagi. But let's go back. Here we go. Outbreak expedition. As we approach Anderhall, and let me just kind of move around for those of you who might not know where that's at, right over here. A slight chill sets as well as an uneasy feeling. I could see it in the eyes of my men as we walk amongst the deserted streets, devoid of any life and littered with boxes of foul grain. Deeper the city stands a sickly man, yet one oozing with power. decaying corpses animated by an unholy force standing guard around him. "We meet again," the necromancer says. "Have you come to stop me? It doesn't matter. I am but a simple pawn serving the Lord Mal'Ganis." Look at that, a Dreadlord. That is, again, really spot on. Terrifying, in fact. Look at those nails. Alright. If you wish to stop the inevitable, go to Stratholme and despair the sight of our great scourge. Right up north. Again, one of my favorite dungeons of all time. Scholomance and Stratholme. Right up over here. Right now, they still have their magistrate. Not for much longer. I wonder if they've got little Timmy. Little Timmy has got to be around here somewhere. Tragic. Alright. Balnave. And so, there's a very high chance that nothing happens, or a few bad things too. 1% chance. Very minor. We got to marry Jaina, which is great, but the outbreak is going on. Our group arrives in Hearthglen after a long period of marching, and we'll have a look at that. Right up over here, led by our friend Count Tyrion. The necromancer's words linger in the back of my mind. As we traverse farther into the city, I make note of the soldiers training in the village square. A footman greets our group. "Prince Arthas, a monstrous army of undead warriors has appeared in the night and begun attacking villages indiscriminately. Now, it is moving towards us. The preparations for the battle are already in full swing. As the soldiers begin to march, I am alarmed by the sight of a shipment of crates, which bears the sigil of Anderhall. The soldier tries to calm us by saying it has already been distributed to the village. At the moment, the skin of the people around us begins to darken. They're transforming into the undead. And so our grave event continues on. We're gonna have to fight a lot." The weary road draws to an end. In front of us lies the port city of Stratholme, home of the Order of the Silver Hand. My scouts return from its gates with wretched news. These people have all been infected. They may look fine now, but it is just a matter of time before they turn into the undead. My men take positions outside the walls and await my orders. I know I will find Mal'Ganis inside, but this plague will bring destruction to the rest of our people. Our actions will have dire consequences, not only for the citizens, but our followers as well. Well, we've got to. We could quarantine, evacuate, or purge. We shall purge. Some characters may abandon you. It was meant to happen, I suppose. Hey, look at that! We're married now! Wonderful! I'll take some money. Hooray! The Culling of Stratholme. Following my decision, torment screams and fierce battles echo through the streets. The boundary between living and undead, good and evil, blurs. The culling is unbroken during the day and continues far into the night. The flames of the burning city illuminate the dark sky. Our spirits are held up solely by my mad will. Inside the city, we find Mal'Ganis, but he does not perish here. He directs us to settle the score in the Arctic land of Northrend. His words still resonate when he has long since been teleported away. 3 days pass until the city is reduced to nothing but ruins, and the survivors finally find time to catch their breaths. And we could give up here, which means you could give up and say, "I'll wait here. I'll take my stress. I'll go counter to who I am." But again, keep in mind, Arthas, he's vengeful, stubborn, and arrogant. He's a good warrior, a good paladin, but he's got to go to the ends of the earth. The Bronzebeards are incredible. I do love them a lot. Bran and Mirrodin. We finally made it over here, by the way. It took a full month, but we finally reached Northrend. When my forces reach the shores of this barren land, almost all of the men become unsettled by the dark shroud lurking above our fleet, along with a sharp wind. I command our forces to swiftly make way inland. Despite its landscape, I feel nothing. We barely made it past the shores until we stumbled upon a dwarven camp and their leader, Mirrodin Bronzebeard, my old mentor and friend. After establishing our base camp, he said that his purpose here is to recover a rune blade called Frostmourne. Could it be a similar blade like the one that has haunted my dreams? We'll find out. But he has joined in. Ooh, we've got one ominous reputation. That's actually really good for us. We gain more dread, and we've got more dread gain. And here we go now. Having escaped Mal'Ganis, we defeated the Guardian of the Cave. Now nothing will stop Muradin and me from reaching Frostmourne. Muradin kneels to read the plaque on the altar. Hold, lad. There's an inscription on a dais. It's a warning. It says, "Whomsoever takes up this blade shall wield power eternal. Just as the blade rends flesh, so must power scar the spirit." Oh, I should have known. The blade is cursed. Let's get the hell out of here. Ignoring this warning, I take the sword from the altar, which causes its icy casing to explode, killing Muradin. And now we've converted to Mord-Truar, a new religion. We follow the death cult. We follow the Lich King. No, he's going to be okay. We'll look at my blade in just a moment. The men that were left to defend our base are overwhelmed by the undead. Fortunately, the tide of battle is in our favor with the power of Frostmourne. I was right to take it. With his forces dead for good, I find Mal'Ganis, who is standing unfazed, grinning ear to ear. You hear the voice of the Dark Lord. What does he say, young human? He tells me that the time for my vengeance has come. After a short exchange of combat, I achieve the upper hand and drive Frostmourne into the Dreadlord. The corpse of the demon slowly disintegrating, the voice of the blade intensifies, guiding me beyond the veil of snow and mist as the shots of men grow fainter with each step. Let's have a look at our blade real quick. So we get 7 prowess, plus 10 in natural dread. We're able to command 1 more knight, more movement speed, and we also increase the amount of enemy fatal casualties. But have a look over here, there's more information. So, the blade imprisons souls, increasing the blade's prowess and natural dread up to 17 prowess and 30 natural dread. Frostmourne doesn't lose durability. The wielder turns the killed to the undead. Oh, that's really cool. In this case, the killed's souls is twisted. They get evil traits like callous, vengeful, etc. Now that is a nice effect. But there we go. Goodbye, Mal'Ganis. And we have been converted. With my decision to convert to Mord-Truar, I arranged for a priest to come to my court and conduct the rites. With the fate of my immortal soul in question, I can only pray that I have made the right decision. There. Look at that. I could get Sid Winchester to come join me. A Winchester, huh? You know what? Yeah, get over here. Come join me. He's on my side now. We're no longer married to Jaina. Well, we can make it happen again. You know what? I think Arthas is so good, he'll make it happen again. Let's go. Done. Oh, she hates me a lot. That's understandable. We've got Frostmourne equipped. After weeks of traveling, we finally made it back to Lordaeron. As I walk through the streets, the people cheer with glee. For them, they see Prince Arthas, the victorious, but I have changed. Those who dare to approach and speak see what I have become. I left home with the sole purpose of vengeance, but now my purpose is greater. I have returned, Father. I push the doors open. Father rises from his chair to greet me as I kneel, his voice fading into the background as the voice of the blade echoes. Yes, it must be done. You no longer need to bear the weight of your crown. And I have taken his titles. The massacre of Lordaeron, it is done. I feel no remorse, no shame, no pity. Yet I've damned everyone and everything I've ever loved in the name of the Lich King. Nobles, commoners, it all doesn't matter. All will serve me and the Lich King. With the court reshaped and the county of Lordaeron left burning, word of what has occurred will spread just as fast as the burning flames to lands far beyond. I must act quickly and take advantage of this new chaos by purging the rest of the empire. Only then will we be able to withstand invasions from the neighboring lands. Now I've got my own royal court. Of course, I've got my blade too. There it is. So, they have won. And look at that. Our court. As emperor, you have new duties and responsibilities. Look who it is, Falric. He's undead now, and very powerful. Very good. Alright. I'm gonna have them let them see their new emperor. There. So here we are at the moment. Let's put up our banners real quick, alright? I think it's a good idea. There's one. The symbol of Lordaeron. We'll put up a few others too. Yeah, these add a lot for me. Look at that. A lot more prestige, renown. It's going to add up so much. Alright, so we've got Frostmourne, we've got all of that too. That war is over, but we now have Lordaeron. A lot is going to change, and very quickly as well. Let's pick out our new council. Alexandros Mograine, a Dreadguard, really? He's fighting for me. He should join the Crusade. So let's go back over here. I'm now a new king, or a mere king, rather. The plague begins. A messenger has come with grave news. The County of Soldan has fallen to a mysterious plague. The land has grown dry, and the plants have whittled. The villages have grown silent, and the people there have turned into something not quite alive. Now mindless creatures that smell of death itself roam and attack whatever they find in their path. The situation is dire indeed. Accounts from survivors mention a group of hooded individuals tampering with our grain silos shortly before the outbreak. Oh, it's all about that early event too. But there we go. There's a plague and a larger army as well. But let's pick out our new council. For the moment, I've got to. It won't be easy. I'm now the head of the culture of the damned culture. Oh, that's very good to know. Alright, I'll choose a temporary council for now. There's Alexi, I'll need to change him one day. Master over here. There's going to be a lot of fighting happening, I think. But let's have a look real quick. We've got the Crown of Lordaeron, providing for me more prestige, renown, and powerful vassal opinion. Thank you, Father. Oh, it popped on my head. Cool. Look at that. Okay. Need to teach someone about command. Done. And as of right now, there's going to be a lot of chaos. He's granting me vassals too, which is fine. We're going to conquer a lot of land around here. Get out of here, lady. So, I could actually bring out my armies, but I'm not going to just yet. The plague armies, they're moving around and fighting. The humans are going to have a really bad time. We're just going to allow that to happen for a bit. I don't need to actually take command yet. I just need to wait here as I get many new vassals. I mean, the lands are falling so quickly, they're all going to join me. They're going to die and be given to my command. So now we've got, of course, the undead. It's going to be so cool to see all the future events that pop up, but at the moment, we are sweeping over them so quickly, and I'm sure we'll get future chains of events like to bring us into Quel'Tha Loss to actually take care of the Sunwell and bring back Kel'Thuzad as a Lich. Here we go. Look at that. We worship ice. How commendable. Fervor has gone up. Let's have a look real quick at Mortuar. So right now, we've got ritual cannibalism, secret lies, and so on. We're all about eating. The Legion's puppet considers Doombringer faiths and is considered by Doombringer faiths. Okay. We've got a few custom things over here like magic doctrines, and they'll be adding in magic later on too, in addition to classes. I'm not going to create a new one. Oh, look at that. I'm a steward. I'll take it. That's a lot of money gained in. I mean, I've got a lot of money right now. So, speaking of money, we've got a custom symbol, and also, we should probably look at our capital. We've got the Lordaeron Palace, providing a lot of development growth, more diplomacy per level of fame, and so many other powerful factors too. So these custom buildings will make a huge change to what we're able to do. I'm going to build up over here. We've got, let's see, Cliffwood and all of that. I could build a castle. Let's do that. 400 gold, 5 years. I could bring out my forces, but I'm not going to, not yet. I know that in the future we'll get even more events, like I believe, of course, a round over to Quel'Tha Loss. We could have events leading to Dalaran. There's a lot, and of course, I do wonder what would happen if we actually stayed behind and maybe avoided our want to go to Northrend. Garithos, he's alive. He's right over here. Somehow, they made Garithos look exactly how I would picture him in Crusader Kings. But here we go, I'm getting new vassals. The Scourge continues to win. I could bring out a small army to take out a few more enemies, but when you think about the chaos that occurs over here, it's incredible. Not to mention so many other human kingdoms who fell apart. Like we've got over here to the east, incredibly powerful trolls. We've got Gorians too. The Dragon Queen. I don't want to fight her. No. We don't want to do that. The Green Dragon Flight is sufficient. I'm going to leave them alone. Oh, look at those secondary spouses. That's a lot. There's a lot going on. Alright. We're being raided way back over here, but that doesn't really concern me. The Scourge, they're able to take care of what they need, I think. Those don't directly belong to me. Alright, so I'm going to bring out my forces in a bit if he doesn't finish up soon. I'll move up to 4 speed or even 5 speed. Look at that. They're just all losing. Though he's not giving me more vassals. Come on now. I need a new marshal. That makes sense. I'm going to hire... No, you two can't join me. You're a paladin, if I remember right. No, you are. That last name just really rings a bell. And Alexandra's Mograine. Eventually, we'll have like a quest line for all of the Scarlet Crusade. That'll be so cool. But I don't want to hire them at the moment. I'll hire you instead. Bridget Abindus. Perfect. Oh, you're undead now. Good. That's what you should be. No, she'll be a good commander. We don't have to worry about them dying. All right, we'll come over here. Bellum Justum. That'll be nice to have, just to be able to declare war. I'm focusing on chivalry. That puts my overall prowess at 34. I've got a command, a martial skill of 26 right now. And it looks like we even fought King Dakara. Whoa. That changed up a lot. Look at that. Yeah, they're all falling apart. Okay, so now I'm challenging Falric. Yeah, sure. Oh, he looks great, too. Yeah, the undead look really good. So we'll go fight our own war, I think once the Scourge is done, just kind of going after everyone. Unyielding Defender Vassal, my restrained vassal Count Koinen. He's all about coin, but also fighting. He could teach me. I'm arrogant, but I'll do it because I could gain a new trait, like, let's see, Unyielding Defender. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll take it. Perfect. All right, so who do we fight first? We've got to begin conquering, I think. What's over here? Humans in my lands? I think not. Let's go beat them up. We're going to conquer a lot of stuff. I'm going to take over right over here. Let's get my army together. I've got a lot of money. I could spend more money. I do need to pick up my undead. I did pick up a lot of regiments for my father whenever he died. Abominations would be a great start. 115 for damage. Or I could save up and use my frost worms. Well, I've got the money now. You know what? We'll do it. They're not cheap, but I want them. I've got 5 at the moment. Let's get my army together over in Lordaeron. Here's a really bad event for our side. Jailers of the Damned. Would you care to beg, Orc? I do so enjoy your kind asking for mercy when their doom is inevitable. The Dreadlord was drunk on his own power and your despair. Towering over you, he kept reminding you of your failure to dispose of him and his brother so you wouldn't have to suffer his snarky attitude. You had failed. Failed to dispose of killed jaded sycophants, even failed to merely bring the Legion back to Azeroth. There you were, powerless, as the demonic being broke your icy shell. For a brief moment, your thoughts flew to Rolcon and Draenor before the watchdog crushed your helm to bits, leaving only dust scattered across the cold wasteland. So, the Scourge is over. Arthas, you're going to be in trouble. I'm not sure what triggered the event over here. I'm sure that the Lich King has goals he needs to complete before this happens, but he's gone now. Let's rewind a little bit. We're back over here at the Culling of Stratholme. We could follow him, sure. That would feel good. But instead, we did what we could. What would happen in the lore then? So much would change up. No Arthas, no destroying Lordaeron outright. There would be a chance, I think. Now, we've got a much more dire enemy to handle. See, you're all worried about the Lich King. I'm worried about Chief Gamunga. Now that's a fearsome foe. I only need a bit more piety. So at that point, you just wait for your father to die, I suppose. Dana, you came to our wedding all beat up. Not a good look. We've had a mental break. I'll have to try to decrease my stress levels. Not a good time for that, and at the moment, the only grand artifact I could pick up belongs to my father. There is no Frostmourne at the moment. If only we had Thunder Fury. Alright, what's over here now? Give me money? Yeah, give me money. And so, our goal, I suppose, would be, again, to go after the Murlocs over to the west. We've got the Dragon Isles too. Who else around here? Silver Pine is fine. The undead are still fighting. That means we would need to fight them in a much more traditional battle. But, Lordaeron, they've got the numbers at the moment. They could do it. We've got House of Warriors for our dynasty. Let's save up a bit before we go in. No, wait, we don't need to. We've got our piety. Alright, Murlocs, it's time. I know. I'm rather cruel. Kill them all, and we don't need to kill any mercenaries. No. We're gonna kill Murlocs. Off we go now. will take command. We've got our crossbowmen. Winston Keller, he's in bad shape. Infected wound. Can't help you, pal. Gotta go. So, at that point, it would be really interesting to see a series of decisions that would allow you to play a good Arthas. Oh, Winston Keller, you were already hurt. The plague begins. I read that event before, but here they are. Oh, they've got a court shaman, Su 10. Not bad. 12 prowess. So now we've got a plague over here. The Lich King has gained an army of 1,050 over in Deathnell. And we've got the plague in the county of Soledin. A hostile scheme to provoke a disease outbreak that turns people undead. It may spread. The Scourge started a war and may take plagued counties if won. Also, every plague county gives special soldiers based on development. Oh, it's so cool. Alright. At that point, I wonder what tools you would have to counter that, to fight it. I don't know. But I'm sure everything will work out. So over here, we took out how many? We took out a few. We got a few of them. Alright. We've got our culture, the damned. They follow, of course. Oh, wait, hold on. Jaina. She turned into the undead. Now that is a twist. Oh boy. I don't like that. A part of her is still alive, I suppose. Once again, I'm overwhelmed by stress. I only need obedience. Forget about it. Let's break. Yeah, maybe that would happen to Arthas. He would just mentally snap. We could find a new wife. We'll wait for that, I think. She's gone now, though. My former wife. Oh, no. Alright, you know what? We'll focus on our current war. The Scourge right now are winning, too. Oh, what's over here? Let's see. I'm a human. So, let's get my father to like me more. And who died? Falric died, too. Oh, okay. So, if you go down that pathway, you could just snap completely. Is she still over here? Yeah, she's in my court. She's undead, though. Not undead, Jaina. You know what? It's time. Time to drink, I think. Yeah, we're just having a bad time. No, I could see that happening. He doesn't go out there. He doesn't get revenge. The undead are still here. I mean, you've got to imagine he's got all that responsibility and things go so poorly for him. How's our father doing? I need to know that. He's feeling fine at the moment, but the undead are winning. So, what you could do, I suppose, you could just go independent. You could leave, you could conquer elsewhere, move on, and try something different. Like, I would love a decision that allows me to lead some manner of expedition. You know, how, like in the base game, Vikings are able to move around. Something like that. That way, if we need to flee like Jaina did, all the way over to Theramore, we could do something like that. I think that would be very interesting. Quagmire. Oh, Thrall, you've got a much easier time. We'll have to check out how things are for him over here later on. But that's it for right now, everyone. I just wanted you to see what it was like to change things up. There's going to be so many new events and changes and artifacts and all of that. Right now, we're in early alpha, and there's already a lot here. Oh, the undead are so tough. I was hoping that maybe we would have more soldiers. And we do have a lot, but their numbers keep increasing. We would need some manner of powerful counter to what they have, but we don't have it. Maybe more powerful champions overall. That could definitely help out. Yeah, they're winning in a few areas, but it would be a very long process. In fact, if we have a look around, our people have been converted. For culture, they're changing too. Marwyn, he's gone. Yeah, see, that's a killer for me. Having my friends die and my former wife, he's gone too. But yeah, our culture has also been changed. So you would need a good way to purge out these elements here. And I suppose there would be a downside to purging. But now, all of our friends are dead, but also alive. Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do leave a like and comment right down below, and look forward to more very soon. If you want to see more, subscribe, click that little bell, and you'll get a notification. But there it goes. Our father lost a war. Oh, our kingdom has been broken. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's go back over to the Frozen Throne and get our sword.